How do you tell a guy that you like him? Whether you just want to tell him you're crushing a little bit or confess your giant, undying love, this is how to do it. Stay tuned. Okay, so how do you tell a guy that you like him? Well, we did do a previous version of this video, but I wanted to give you an updated and expanded version so that you have more tools and conversation pieces that you can use to tell the guy you like him so that nothing is awkward at all. Now, there's generally two situations if you've come to this video wanting to know how to tell a guy that you like him. You're either in situation one where you don't know the guy that well. Maybe you're in his class or you work with him or you know him in your friendship circle. You probably know his name, but you haven't chatted a whole lot and you want to tell that guy that you like him. Or you're in kind of the opposite situation where you've known the guy a long time, you spend a lot of time together and you've started to develop feelings and you want to tell the guy that you like him. Two different situations, and I'm going to go through both of them for your specific situation today. So let's start out with the guy that you don't know that well, but that you might be crushing on a little bit. The first thing with this guy that you have to remember is you've got to do all the normal stuff. You've got to get talking to him. So the first thing you can do, step number one, is to just get into conversations. Get into conversations, start conversations. If he's in your class, you can use things like class topics, assignments to start some conversations in a simple way. If he's at your work, you can use work-related topics. If he's in your friendship circle, you can talk about mutual friends. It's not weird to go and introduce yourself and talk about a common topic. If you're feeling more confident, you can use something in the environment to just open up a conversation with him. It might be something outside, or if you're at a bar, you can talk about something in the decor. Or if you're feeling extra confident, you can just go up and say hi. Okay, so once you've got talking to him once, step two is to get talking to him regularly. So you want to go in his mind from that random girl that talked to him to that girl he talks to a lot. Once you've made that association, it's going to be easy to move on to step three, which is figure out if he's single. We had a video last week on how to ask if a guy is single, so for info on how to do that, go check out that video. Step four is to get some one-on-one time with him. You can't tell a guy you like him if you guys aren't hanging out one-on-one or if you're just sitting in class or at work. So get some one-on-one time. If you're talking to him regularly, you're going to know some of his interests, he's going to know some of yours. Let's say he talks about something that he did on the weekend. You can say, hey, where was my invite? Make fun of him for it. And then he says, oh, you'll have to come to the next one. You say, that'd be great. Here, give me your phone. I'll put my number in it. And you put your number in his phone. Or maybe there's something you wanted to do. Maybe you wanted to go zip lining or rock climbing or something. You can say to him, hey, I've actually been really wanting to go rock climbing and I've been looking for a friend to do it with. Would you like to come? He says yes. You say, sweet. What if I pop your number in your phone? You text me, let me know when you're free. You got to get that one-on-one time. And once you've got it, once you've got that one-on-one time, step five is to tell him you like him non-verbally. So you're in much more of a normal dating situation in these circumstances where you don't know the guy that well. And that's where you can tell the guy and use your subverbals to practice giving the guy green lights and telling him you like him. Remember, a lot of attraction is done non-verbally, and these are the skills that if you want men to come to you, if you want men to kiss you, approach you, ask you out, that's when you want to be able to communicate a lot of these things non-verbally. So give the guy the green lights, use your eye contact, check out the How to Get a Guy to Kiss You video, use those green lights and tell the guy, flirting videos as well, how to flirt with a guy, that you like him non-verbally. I'll put the links to all those videos in the description. Okay, but what about if you do know the guy that well, if you've been hanging out a lot, if you've been good friends perhaps for a long time and you've started to develop feelings? Well, this is a trickier situation because men in this situation tend to not read green lights very well. They tend to excuse things you do as you just being friendly and they justify it to themselves that there's no way you could be interested. So in these situations, you've got to step it up a bit. First step, simple, make sure that he's single. If you know the guy well, you should already know that fact. Step two is make your hangouts suddenly and obviously more intimate. So if you usually hang out with him with friends during the day, then see if you can hang out with him one-on-one at night. There's going to be a change in the dynamic that he will feel. Maybe you usually hang out with him one-on-one when you're out, so you hang out with him one-on-one when you're at home. You just hang out, watch a movie. You make it suddenly more intimate so that there's been an obvious shift in the dynamic. Step 3 is you tell him non-verbally, but remember, often this isn't going to work, and often the green lights aren't going to work. So sometimes you need to cut through this step and go straight to step 4, which is tell him verbally. Tell him verbally that you like him. Obviously, you've got to wait for the moment, and you've got to know when it's appropriate based on the two of you hanging out. So wait until you're feeling vulnerable together, wait until you're feeling a bit connected, wait until obviously you're alone and not going to be interrupted, and that's when you can tell him you like him verbally. Okay, well, you're probably thinking that's great, Mark, but how the hell do I actually say it so that it doesn't come off awkward? Well, here's a couple of ways to phrase it that will really help you out. You can say, the more time I spend with you, the more I find myself attracted to you. That's number 1. Number 2, you can say, have you ever thought about me and you together? Gauge his response. Number 3, you can be more direct. Ask him, can I say something? And he says, sure, yep, whatever. And you say, I think I'm really falling for you. 3 simple little ways to say it that aren't awkward, and as long as you're in the right intimate environment, the guy's going to take it well. Okay, and step number 5 is gauge his response. Now, obviously, if he gives you a negative response to saying one of the things we just mentioned, or if he's not even keen to hang out in more intimate environments and manners, then you probably want to dial back and back off. But if his response is positive, and you've known this guy for a long time, what you want to do is shift the dynamic quite quickly. You don't want to say this thing and then have it just drag on and you guys keep hanging out in the same dynamic. The reality is the dynamic's been one way for a long time, so it needs a bit of a shock. It needs to change, or it's going to fall back into the same pattern and the guy will convince himself that you're probably not into it and that he's probably friend zoned. So my advice to you would be aim for him to kiss you, or even for you to kiss him within one hangout of you telling him verbally that you like him. That means when you tell him verbally, either see if you guys can kiss each other that night or the next time you hang out. It's the kiss that's going to change your dynamic and show the guy that, okay, I'm definitely not in the friend zone. Our dynamic has shifted. We are now more than friends. Well, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. That is how to tell a guy that you like him. I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you leave a thought, comment, question, all of what you do. Space below, I want to hear from you. Give the video a big thumbs up, and of course, make sure you tell your friends to subscribe and subscribe yourself. Hit the little bell so that you get the notifications. Thank you for watching. That's how to tell a guy that you like him, and I'll see you in the next video very soon.